Well, as you know, Mr. Beach is out bottle hunting. Now, what do you think would be the ideal thing for Mr. Beach to find whilst he's out bottle hunting under lockdown during a COVID crisis? How about a metal detector? I've got the whole thing. Jesus Christ. It's a seascape one as well.
With no restoration fuel, did you? Right, anyway. Let's get on with this restoration. Right, so I can't get the volume and that to move. They are just knackered. So what I've done is I have managed to locate, free of charge, I may hasten to add, some replacement knobs. I've also managed to get a new earphone socket and a new speaker. And as I say, they cost me nothing, which was really, really good. So we're going to get these off. I'm going to desolder these and put the two new ones on, and then we'll see if that springs back to life. You probably can't see, let me get a pointer, but you've got, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this one is just hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I haven't got the right one. That's got 3. Are these different? Hang on a minute. Oh, one's stuck to the speaker. Hold on. Right, that's got 3. Ah, right, I've got to take the switch apart as well. Oh, blimey. That's going to be difficult. So I've managed to get 2 of them. That's not what that is. Right, I'm going to take this one out first because it's just got 3 parts and it's exactly the same as what I've got. Then we'll have a look at the other one. So, right, let's get the soldering line. I'm using solder braid. Some people have their own ideas how to solder, and this is mine. What it does is it heats the pin, sucks all the solder off, and then allows you just to pop out the device without damaging the little pads that the solder comes on. So we are almost there. A bit more to come off of that one. Okay. Let's turn that off. Right, so I've got quite a bit of solder off of those now. There's a little resistor or something soldered onto there. Need to do a bit more to lift that. But let me make a bit more room. So, that's lifted that. Okay. So you can see from my braid how much solder it's actually taken off. So I need to get a pair of pliers now. Right, so we've got to undo this nut on the front of here now. Cool, blimey, that's... yeah, I might have to get a spanner on there. God, I don't want to break the circuit board. That ain't even moving. Well, I wasn't sure if that was going to be the complete end to the restoration. I had to get a pair of mole grips on here, like so. And then I had to get the spanner and turn it round. That is one knackered volume switch inside. Look at it, broken to bits. Right, let me just quickly pop these off, and then we can clean up that area. Because in theory, we've now got this one off. I'm not getting the solder off of here. I need to come up from underneath here, I think. Let's try that. How's that look? I've got to be careful because if I damage the printed circuit board here, the switch is like hanging off. It can't be much. That's going to be out. I've got those pads. I'll zoom you in there. Those pads are pretty clear compared to those ones there. So we are almost there. Just need to somehow get the remainder of this off. Soldered it this side as well, have they? Right, it's out. That's what we had. That was never ever going to work. That is just, there's lumps of stuff falling out of it. So I'll chuck that over there for the time being. Then we've got one of these to go back in. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Right, it looks like there's supposed to be a little hole or something here that stops this from turning. Oh, that goes underneath. Cool, we're going to have to clean up that board. Look at that. That's not good at all. Right, I have to get some IPA on it. Hold on. Right, well, IPA is highly flammable, so what I'm going to have to do is get some on my brush. Give this a clean up here. Then that will have to be it for tonight, because I can't solder where I've had highly flammable IPA. God, look at the state of it this side. I think that's yeah, I think that's a bit much for this. I think I'm going to have to get a more delicate brush. Right, I've got a slightly different brush here. so I can sort of come down more on top of what we're working on. Just clean that area up, but this whole board this side's not particularly brilliant. I might have to yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. I might have to clean the remainder of this board, I think. It's not really shifting it, not very easily. I'm not sure I've got enough IPA in here actually. Let's try that. That's got a good bit on there now. Right, give that a little wipe off. Yeah, that's made it a lot better there. You can actually see what we're doing now, and we've got the brass contact rings come up really nicely. So that's the area we've cleaned up now. You can see that looks a lot better now. Replacement switch should just fall straight through, which it will do, but I'm not forcing the connections in yet, because when I push that through, that's going in. I suppose we could try pushing it through. Now it looks like I might have to open up some of these solder holes. Interesting. Okie dokie, have to work on that. Ah, right. It's this one on the left that isn't open. So, if we get that in there, put that in there. I'll turn my soldering iron off now. I'll probably regret doing this because I've got IPA all over the board, which is highly flammable. So, yes, Mr. Beach, not one of your better ideas, but we'll give it a go. And just see if I can just pierce the solder on the top there. And we can get this in. I don't know how hot that is now. Oh, hang on, something's moved. Yeah, one is blocked. Right, hang on, let me go and get my little pointy thing. Right, I've managed to get the switch back through the holes, and I'm just trying to do up the nut at the moment to hold it all in place so that I can resolder the connections and the board is all locked in. And we have a perfect volume knob on there. Right, so let's get whatever that is there back to there. Now we're actually going to get some solder on. tip a bit. Okay. Right, let's just get some on here. Oh, Jesus, that's hot. That's not that easy to do. Let's do some of the others first. That'd be easier to do. That's one. Two. Right, oops. How can I hold that on there? Right, let me just see if I can somehow wedge this component up, because it's... oh, hang on. It doesn't look too bad. And if I can just bend that foot round the component a bit. There you go. It's perfectly touching. So let's get a bit of solder on there. Right, all done. Let's whack a multimeter on there and see if we've got any, oh, well, I remember. Let's just put that back on. Where that goes. Soon it's on there. Oh no. I don't know. Well, I'll leave them on there for a minute. Right, let's just get the multimeter on and then we'll see what we've got resistance wise. Right, let me just rig up the negative test lead and then we'll see whether this volume control, or not volume control, oh yeah, it is a volume control. Oh, I'll just clip onto, it won't stay. I hate crocodile clips when you're doing things like this because they never normally stay on. Right, that's on. So let's right, we're on the test point, so let's turn up the volume, see if we get any reading on the, yes we do, all the way up. Goes up to 36.34 and we go down to 0. So that volume control, that's not the volume control, that's the discriminating control. That is now perfectly working, so we've successfully got that going. So now we can get after the other one, but that does look slightly different, so I may have to make some inquiries on that, I'm not sure.